Hey, on today's episode, we are in Sitka, Alaska again, doing some halibut fishing. We went sightseeing, saw some bald eagles, some brown bears, and some stellar sea lions hanging out on this buoy. It was a lot of fun, but we were excited on the last day to get some fishing done and go catch some halibut. All right, so we got to our first spot. Roughly, I say 20 miles away. I'm not sure how many miles offshore we are, but we were using some salmon throats for bait, and we got to dropping down, and we got on them relatively quick, and they didn't stop biting until we left. Here's Maggie on her first halibut. She caught quite a few for the boat, and she was just an absolute legend out there.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it takes.
Good job, Maggie! Too small? How you feel, Maggie?
Tired.
Go ahead and bring the rest of the rods up. Joe, you want me to bring that up for you? What's that? It's what?
It's not as big as your.
Louder?
So I finally got on a halibut, and little did I know it was going to be a monster, but I could tell immediately that I thought I was stuck on bottom, and it kept happening where it would rip line, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm stuck, and then I'd get it to come up a little bit, and over again for about 30 minutes. This just kept happening.
This is a good joke. Yes, it is. You got a rock. Okay, I see color. So, Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Keep them that big?
Oh, apparently you can.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Liam seems to think he can. So.
Beat the shit out of them.
That fucking thing owe you money or something? You need a hand, Liam, or you got it? Fucking huge. Nice. Oh, god damn. Woo! Hey! Holy shit. Switch it up.
So on the way in, we saw some sea otters, and this was our last day in Sitka, so we had to pack up and head home. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Patrick with Alabama Burning. I'm back in the studio once again. I'm doing a catch and create from another fish that I caught in Alaska called a halibut. It's the first time I've ever been halibut fishing, and I caught a stud of a halibut at 5 feet 4 inches and roughly 130 pounds. But I wanted to do another catch and create video, and I thought there's no better fish than one that you've never caught before. And I don't think I've ever created a halibut. I've done a ton of flounder, but this will be the first halibut that I'll be doing a wood burning on. If you like these videos, like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, shoot a comment down below. We went out with Big Blue Charters in Sitka, Alaska. I'll link that down below as well. And yeah, follow along if you want to do a wood burn. And that's it. Let's make it happen. All right, so I've got my rough sketch here of the halibut. Of course, this is just mainly for the cutout that I'm gonna do with the jigsaw. So yeah, of course, add these little details once I get going. Change a few things on it, but yeah, I wanted to show you what I work with. I kind of draw small, and then I use a projector to project it to the size that it needs to be. And it's mainly just for the outline. Once I get the fish cut out, I kind of freestyle it, look at some pictures, see a few different details of that fish, and go from there. So yeah, let's get to cutting. Also, real quick, my wife, Maggie, was with me on the charter. It was her first ever offshore fishing trip she's ever been on. I've tried to get her to go fishing 1,000 times. It's hard to get her out there, but she caught more halibut than anybody on the boat. She was an absolute champ out there, and I'm gonna surprise her with a halibut of her own. There's around, I think her largest was like 38, 40 inches, somewhere in there. And yeah, we'll get her reaction and see what she thinks. All right, so here I got my projector, I got my drawing. This just goes on top, turn the light on, projects it to the wood. And then I can cut it out the size I need. All right, so I got the size, 5 feet 4 inches. Now we just got to draw it out. And cut it. Same thing, just following the outline of the halibut. Alright, so I got my wood laid out here. I'm going to be using my DeWalt jigsaw with the scroll blade to cut everything out. If you do this at home, watch your fingers, wear ear protection, and just be careful, because these things don't mess around. All right, let's get the cut. We got it cut out. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, it's a big one. Just how I remember it. This thing is massive. All right, so I got my halibut laid out. I'm gonna come through, add a few more little details with my pencil, and I'm gonna start by burning these edges all the way around. This one's gonna take a while, but it'll be fun. All right, so for the edges, I've got my big torch here. This one's got a double flame. I got my can of gas by Neon. Go and fill it up. Start burning these edges. As you can see, since this thing's over 5 feet, I've got it on the big table, propped up to where I'm not bending over a whole bunch, and the small drafting table just won't allow it to fit. Let's get started. As you can see here on the edges, I'm just darkening it. That's all it's doing. You just kind of wave back and forth. Just keep it moving. Nice and crispy. All right, so a piece this big, all my tools come in handy. They're pretty basic and easy to get. Let's start with the small torch. This will be for smaller details, like coming in on the eyes and the mouth and some of the fins. This is a medium torch, which will be good for a little bit of texture. It's just one big flame. And this is my big torch for covering the space much faster than you normally would be able to, especially with like a pin or something. This one works great with these larger pieces, covering more area, being able to add texture faster, make it darker, but you gotta keep things moving. Of course, I've got my spatula. Got this from Target years ago, and absolutely love it. And then of course you got your gas by Neon 11X. Always like to start off on the face, kind of get some of the smaller details going, and then I'll work fitting. Fill her up. Right here with the mouth. And as you can see, I'm just guiding the heat with the spatula, letting the burn do its thing. All right, I did want to show you real quick more of a close-up of the small torch and the spatula and how I guide my lines. And you see here, you just kind of move with at the same time. both hands. You want to move with the flame. As soon as it touches, we're moving. It's gotta be hard to get used to, be using both hands at the same time, but the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it. And I take my spatula and put it on its side like this, and same thing, I'm kind of moving with the shape of what I'm going for. We'll come in here, same thing on the other side. That spatula is just guiding that heat. Guide your heat. Pretty straightforward.
Come again.
And then we're going to come through, we're going to kind of make it fade into a nice brown, pick up the texture of the wood, and I call it like it's a wrapping technique. You want to move with the shape of the fish to kind of give it that bubbled texture where it's, you know, it's kind of more of a lump instead of just a flat piece of wood. You want to add texture into the grain with the flame. Alright, got the big halibut going, lots of good darkened area. But what I want to show you real quick is how I'm going to add texture. You can see here, there's these kind of tubed lines. I call it tubing. It's a little texture thing that I picked up from doing this for a long time. And I'm going to show you. So here's my torch. Try to get it to light, there we go. Alright, so inside that flame, there's a hollow area, right? Just a cone flame. So when you put it onto the wood just right, where it kind of gets really close, creates a circle. Now, if you move that circle, you create this thing that I call tubing. That right there. So if you add lots of these on top of the already, you know, stained wood, get it real dark, adds a really good texture. That's what I'm going to use here with my bigger flame. I'm going to take that and add it along the side so it'll give this kind of like dome shape when you look at it once the epoxy resin's on it, so it won't look as flat. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. That's a really special technique that I found after doing this for a really long time. Adds a lot of good texture. Just another technique that you can add to the toolbox.
Rewind, come again.
Now, we've got a good texture, little dome-like shape. Makes it more bubbled looking. I'm going to come through and add a lot of the spots that the halibut have. Just similar to a flounder, makes it camouflage on the sea floor. You just want to come through, add some spots, and then we'll come through later with some more texture on top of that with the Dremel tool. I'm going to use my medium torch, and we're going to move quick, get the dark spots that we want. We're going to put some hollow spots on there like I showed you previously, just to add some extra texture to it. the hollow touch and go. Pretty good. You know, once you get everything laid out, you can come back and darken this. You don't have to make it completely dark as can be starting off. You can start with a light shade, then come through and add darker areas. Now, same thing for the fins. We're just going to take our spatula, use our flame. The spatula is our friend. We move together. Add these sharper lines.
Come again.
I wanted to show you guys real quick while I'm running this time lapse. You go one way, and when you're coming back the other way, like this, you're gonna have just on the other side, you're gonna start at a small point on these fins, and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna drag back and forth on each one. I'll show you what that looks like. That's all I'm doing. I know it seems tedious, but once you get going, kind of daze off and think about other things. Nice and smooth. Just like that. Now I'll give you that nice spine all the way up and down it. Everything kind of burned out. All of our major details are in. We're going to come back through, add some more shading, a little bit more texture, and yeah, come back in, also do the eyes with the pen, and maybe do a little bit of carving. Yeah, let's do some shading. Take out the big torch, we'll fill it up. When you're doing shading, you want to move fast. You want to make sure you don't get anything too hot. Just making everything a little bit darker, especially along the fins here, in here, a little bit on the mouth and face, and down here at the tail. Those lines are still going to show up just the way they should.
Rewind, come again.
Now I got my razor tip P80. Everything's got as much texture and shading as I'd like it to have. I'm gonna break out the pen. We're gonna add some details to the eyes. We're going to close in this fin, do some other line work over here on the other fin. You're just going to add a little bit of shade to them. Kind of dims them down a little bit. Helps them blend with the rest of the fish. Alright, so this next step we're going to be using the small Dremel. Turn it all the way up. We've got a small ball-shaped carving tool. Can't remember what exactly that one's called, but yeah, this is just a small Dremel, relatively cheap, around 50-60 bucks. This really helps add more texture to the piece and make some of those other lines pop. Add a few highlights to the eyeballs. Of course, you can do this however you like. I just always like doing this last. So there you have it. Huge halibut, all burned up. It's a fun piece to make. I'm going to leave it just as a wood burn. I'm not going to add any color, any sparkle. I just want this to kind of live as just a wood burn fish, just the way I remember it. I'm going to pour some epoxy on this. I'll show you how to do it in the next clip. But yeah, that was fun. On to the next. Alright, so now I'm here with my wife's halibut. This one is roughly, I don't know, 38, 40 inches. As you saw, I just did the big halibut. I'm going to go through and just do a time lapse of this one, but I am going to add some sparkle because my wife loves anything that glitters, of course. And yeah, so let's get this knocked out and give her a good surprise. Alright, so I got my halibuts laid out here. We're going to start pouring resin. Take you over here. I've got my super clear tabletop epoxy. This is the highest UV resistant epoxy you can get, and it's really clear, doesn't yellow over time. I've got my A side, my B side. I've got to pour a lot of resin, so I've got a gallon set up, but I'm going to pour, let's say, probably 64 to 128. So I'll make a complete gallon of resin before I pour. I'm gonna throw on a mask for this, so I won't be able to talk. I don't like pouring resin without a mask. Also have ventilation set up to where I can pump everything out of the room as well. Your temperature needs to be at least 70 to 80 degrees. Yeah, everything's set up, leveled out. You want a completely level surface, and you want it to be off the table so the resin can drip down, and then you wait 24 hours for everything to dry. Let's get it done. Look at that. There's the one for my wife. There's the big one. Resin is set. Feeling good. That turned out awesome. Alright, y'all ready for the big reveal? Check it out. This thing is massive. Stoked the way this turned out. Can't believe I got it done. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. If you want to see me target a different species, comment down below. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll do some more catch and creates. Now let's check out the one I made for my wife. Show it. There it is. All the sparkles, all the burn. Look, I think she's gonna love it. I think I might run up to work and take it to her right now. Really surprising. Let's go. Alright, I texted my wife Maggie. She has no idea why I'm coming up to work, so hopefully this should be a good surprise. I don't think she saw anything as far as I know, but I got the halibut here. Let's bring her a little surprise, see what she thinks. What are you doing? I got you something.
Okay.
It's fresh fish.
Fresh fish. Oh! Aww.
Thought you might need some fresh halibut up here.
You're so sweet.
Am I?
Is that the exact size?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you gotta lie a little bit.
A little bit.
You gotta lie a little bit. Read the back of it.
You're so sweet.
I love you.
I love you.
I had fun in Alaska. All right, I'll get back to work. All right, so you saw that. That went better than expected. She was super excited, and yeah, that felt good. Glad she loved it. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. I love making these videos where I can go out, target something, bring it back into the studio, show you how I make it, wood burning style, or if you want to see another medium, we can do that too. I had so much fun making this video. Like I said, if you like it, share it, let me know, comment down below, tell me something you want to see, and maybe tag another YouTuber and we can go out. I'll make him something or her something. All right, see you on the next one.